Here we go then. So this is the Walcom 360 True Light Evo meter. This is an upgrade from the original True Light. This has the Evo meter on the side, which we'll get into in the video. But let me go over some things that's in the box. We've got the torch, obviously. There's a magnetic GoPro adapter. There are 4 universal adapter rings. Now, that's a big thing for me here, that it is universal. This will go on any gun. So even if you don't have any Walcom products, it will literally fit on 95% of the guns out there. So that's a really good thing to have. It's good that they've not just been selfish and made it fit their own gun, which is really good. Also, you see here the magnet that fits on the GoPro adapter. And for me, this is why I've got it, the GoPro adapter. I'm going to do some interesting footage with it. It's USB-C, which is real nice. It will fit with any modern charger. And it's got the protective lens. So they're disposable as well. I think they're about £18 for like 5. Oh, no, is it 10? I'll need to double check that. But you get quite a few, which is really nice. They are cleanable as well. And I'm just going over the Evo meter here. So it does seem a little gimmicky. Most painters that are experienced will know how to use, gauge their distance. But we do have a couple of colours that you do need to give it a drop coat from quite far back. So I'll be using that on these colours just as a little reminder. If that green light's on, I know I'm far enough away. So you can set it yourself as well. And also, I believe Lorenzo was saying it's quite a good thing to give apprentices and sort of people that are new to spraying a good gauge of where they should be. So keep that in mind. Like I say, we'll be doing some funky videos with this. It's nice to have that light on there as well. I wasn't too sure myself, like I say, there are other ones out there on the market, and the reason that you can't get them in the UK, they won't even deliver these other brands, because they're not ATEX rated. And what that means is any electrical components that are in the spray booth, technically within the spray booth, it's an explosive atmosphere because they're flammable chemicals, and if your booth's not clearing at the right kind of speed, it can sort of store up in the booth when you see sort of loads of overspray just sat and it's not being extracted. That can potentially be explosive. But what Walcom here have done is they've made it absolutely like bomb-proof within that carbon casing. It does have an aluminium ring on the front, but within that aluminium casing, they've actually been able to get the ATEX rating, which means we can use them in the UK. So it's a big plus for us here, to be honest. I know I've been in some booths with some terrible lighting. Fortunately, this one's not really that bad, but we give it a go. Take a breath there, I'm just rambling on. But you see here I've broke out the old Slim X Light, fantastic gun. I was recently at the UK Garage and body shop show at the All Mechanica, and I was talking to Craig there, and he's hooked me up with this Evo meter. But we were looking at the American sort of style one, and to see them in the flesh, they're quite nice.
As painters, we love laying down a glossy coat of clear, achieving a beautiful finish, and especially for our customers. But do you ever find a silicone or chip that's been missed during the prep, only after the vehicle's been baked? Well, the PainTeX UV chip repair kit is the perfect solution. Our UV clear coat dries in 5 seconds on small silicone-sized imperfections, which is perfect for keeping the paint shop flowing, where efficiency is a must. Being able to save panels from costly reworks if the silicone is in a visible area will not only benefit the painter, but also keep profitability in the job. And not to mention, our UV torch has a perfect power output and wavelength to cure other brands' UV putties, primers, so having your own torch to hand will also help speed up the prep. The PainTeX UV chip repair system contains a UV torch, UV clear coat, 100 applicator sticks, a handy rubbing block, all contained in a handy little carry case that will fit right in anyone's toolbox. So if you require any more information, please visit the website www.paintex.shop.
Cut myself off with my own advert here. Anyway, back to the 360 Evo meter. I'm using my HTE base from Walcom, and you'll see this is the GoPro actually attached to the light, which gives us this real close-up kind of interesting look at what we're doing here. I feel like I'm playing Halo or Call of Duty or something. It's like that first-person shooter kind of style. But you'll see, I'm not doing anything crazy. I mean, I'm using the Spiezeka high-tech system here, so it's kind of one medium wet coat followed by your what's the word? It's been one of those days today. By your effect coat. So all we're doing is we're putting that effect coat on now. You see, I've just put that sort of one coat over it. Make sure you get all your edges. I'm all about edges. And then we'll go back over the whole thing again with the effect coat, just to make sure that the silvers, the metallics in this silver are sitting nicely. What you tend to do is you tend to be further away, so you'll see the Evo meter on the side there will be probably red the whole time. I completely forgot to set it. That's kind of what I was saying before, because I've been painting for like 20 years now. I'm kind of used to where I need to be, but that's one of these things, you can set it where you're comfortable. And like I was saying, we've got, I think it's ESM, it's a tinted clear, and it's a blue, it's Purgil colour. It's really pearly, the pearl coat, which would make sense. But if you overdo it, if you're too close, they tend to look green. So what we found is if you drop coat from quite far away, and we found this by sort of researching with the Exalta team, when you look at how they drop coat those kind of pearls and some metallics, they're quite far away, like even it's uncomfortably far away. So I'll be setting the Evo meter for that to help just give me that little reminder I need to be further away on that one. And it's, that can be quite good, because if I'm getting, here comes the old trumpet blowing, but if I'm getting good results, I can lock that into the gun, and I can say to one of the lads that might struggle with it here, whack this on there and just follow the Evo meter, and that will give them that same gauge of where I'm drop coating from. It might, it might be easy enough to say, oh, back up a little bit with your gun, but when you've been doing it for so long, you're kind of robotic, so it's nice to have that little signal there on the side of the, on that torch there, the Evo meter. So that's what we're going to be using it for. We've got a couple of apprentices as well, so we'll let them have a shot with it, and we'll just sort of set it where we're comfortable, and how we feel drop coat should be applied and that kind of thing. So there's a few benefits to having this gun. There is a magnet that comes in the box as well, and that actually is a different view now, but that actually you can stick it on the wall, so you can back up and have a look at your spray out cards from different angles and different distances as well, just to make sure that you're getting the right thing there. But I'm incredibly impressed with it, actually. It is quite bright. It's funny to get used to, because I am fortunate to have good lighting in the booth here, but when you're down low you can really tell. You see here I actually use the halo on the gun, on the light even, just to double check where you can kind of see orange peel, if that makes sense. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it. You get like a weird reflection. If you look on the outside of the halo, you'll see where it's more textured than it should be, and then that gives me a nice gauge on how to get a better finish, which is quite nice. I usually use the back of the hand, the old trick that I always show in these videos. But it's definitely interesting using the torch. You get a kind of a different perspective, and I'm enjoying it at the minute, so I'm going to not abuse it, but I'm going to have a real good go of it and just whack it on every gun. And again, with the 5 universal rings that you get, it's just literally a rubber ring that you pop in and out of the torch itself, and it will fit onto different air caps. And again, I think they've done a real good thing by doing that. They could have been selfish and made it only fit on Walcom guns, but I think by having that ATEX rating as well, and it can be given to anyone in the UK now, anyone can buy it, they can give access to everyone, even if they don't have a Walcom. This might be the introduction into the Walcom world, and then they might end up using different guns and just inquiring about different products that Walcom do. So I think they've done themselves a good turn there, And you see here, nothing exciting on these sills. They're full of different shapes and angles, these ones. Just trying to make sure that you hit them all and make sure they're not peely. And you see here with the torch, you can already see there's a real nice finish on it, but I'm just going to get in real tight. I think the actual Evo meter there saying I'm a little close, but I love it. So it's one of these things, knowing your style, you can set it and forget it on the Evo meter and just go for it. Oh, and I think I popped it up on the screen there. This is the Walcom Geo 1.2. It's The fluid tip has got I think it's like a tulip. It's not quite like the Iwata or the new Porpoise with the sort of the cutouts in it. This has like a bulb on the end with holes through the end, and it atomizes phenomenally. This has been the reason why I've been using it as my clear coat gun for a long time. I can just get a sort of not quite glassy, but it gives me that sort of real flat orange peel straight off the gun, no mucking about. In a production shop like this where you sort of time is money, I know I can just grab this gun, pull out a nice finish. It's not the flattest in the world, I can, but this is just perfect every day. Boom, 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 next job, next job, next job. It's not really peely. It's kind of one of these where it's a real nice sort of... I'm trying to think of the cars that would have it on it. But it's on the flatter side of orange peel, so you're not getting that real chunky orange peel. It's kind of a selective denib and chuck it out the door, get rid of the car and get on to the next one. And you'll see here just coming up on this sill. I'm out of breath. I've just been doing my gym at home. Not working out in it, because I've just hurt my back recently, but just sort of tidying it up and putting some new equipment together. Out of breath. So just as we wrap this video up here, I'm going to leave all the links in the description for the Evo meter and my own cheeky advert that I throw in there that everybody has to sit through. I'm sorry. But anything you need will be in the description, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.